Paranoid, the real Joe Bird. That's his Twitter handle, but that was Joe Bird.
Oh.
So-
Well, both those tracks are available on his CD, so and I think that's a really cool, cover version of it. It's fantastic, and to see it live, as I say, is great as well.
Well, and you know what, in this one in particular too, you kind of can hear the lyrics a lot clearer
Yeah.
than the original. So it makes more sense. Not that the originals weren't clear, but no, this one you can kind of almost take your time with.
Yeah, definitely.
So you can go ahead. Sorry,
Oh, no, go on.
I was just gonna say you can really absorb it more.
Yeah, he's got some funky videos as well on YouTube, so it's worth looking them up on YouTube because they're quite funny, daft, but they're really professionally done. And there's also, if you have a look, as I say, on my blog, he did a very sensitive and moving one for Help for Heroes, or to support Help for Heroes. Sorry, that's my phone again.
Oh, hello.
But it's to support sort of Help for Heroes, and it's really about awareness, and it's called The Salute, and it's really moving, and it's great. So it's worth checking that out as well, and that I've mentioned that on my blog as well, so it's cool.
Well, right on. Well, you heard what B said. Go ahead, be sure to check out Joe Bird. Next up, just a few other little things throughout the week. I mean, these are more or less we'll call it my own personal kind of like we'll call it irritations.
Oh, you don't get irritated easily, surely.
Not normally, but sometimes with everything kind of builds up, it's like, all right, done.
That's me.
But oh man, it one of those things because London is a university town.
Oh, are you not going to talk about bad driving, are you?
No, no, actually, it wasn't.
Oh no, go on then. Go on.
No, it just the fact that now since they've been back in town, there's been a lot more stuff going on downtown. So a lot more. There's been like at least 15 arrests within about less than a month.
Right.
Yeah,
Really?
because these
talking about there's a lot of fighting and
and just this stupid stuff. I mean, these whack jobs, and I'm being polite with that one. Are
but you're saying it's a university town.
Yeah.
And you're saying they're wackos. That's
Well,
good,
the stuff they're getting in trouble for is just unreal. Like this morning when I was going to work, and I go to work really early in the morning, and this is like 4 a.m, and I hit one of the streetlights, and there's this female on the opposite corner, and she's got her back to me, and it looks like she's just like tearing someone a new one, and then she turns around and she's on her phone, and the hands are just moving like crazy. It's like, it's 4 a.m. Who could you possibly be yelling at this time?
That's insane, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
And these are students, you
students.
say?
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. That's great, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, it's just becoming more and more irritating and annoying. I mean, when I used to live in an apartment, it was insane because I lived across from the street from one of the colleges, and it got loud. But whatever, no, that's to be expected. It's not a big deal. But the thing that got me is, they had a pretty much a mobile police unit set up because in years previous, these kids literally got out of control and were burning stuff, threw matches on the fire, and it was just ridiculous. And this is like maybe 3 blocks away, so they got a mobile command unit. And I'm out on my porch
when you say they're burning mattresses, is this from the houses they're living in? Or
yes.
Why? Just drink, is it? Or
it must be drink and like some choice words I don't want to say in the air right now, but it's just unbelievable. And the thing that really got me is, I would have expected this out of a college young kid, but I'm sitting on my porch one day and I'm having a smoke and like all that stuff's going on across the street, and this guy and wife, girlfriend, whatever she was, it doesn't matter. That's not important. But this guy was like, pushing middle 50s, and he's about 20 feet away from me on the sidewalk, and he stops to take a leak on a tree.
Oh, nice.
And this is 10 o'clock at night.
Oh.
I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I and of course the person, whoever she was with him, was like, and starts yelling at him and pushing him away. And the only funny part of the whole thing is he started going over himself. So that's the only thing that made it tolerable. But it's just unbelievable. Like the stuff. Like I'm glad I kind of further away from it now. Like I'm just like, but it's unreal. I sometimes I just like love to know what's going through their brains, because like when I drink, I mean, I don't get out of control like that at all. No, I don't start any fights. I don't try to intentionally make anybody angry. Like, you know, the worst that happens is I'll pass out in a random spot. You know.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen a picture of that once.
Yeah. You know, so.
No, I think trouble is, I think some of them can't hold their drink, can they? That's the thing, and then it just all gets out of hand, I suppose. But they must be arguing beforehand, I think, before it, or I don't know. It just brings everything to a head, doesn't it, if you have too much to drink? So.
More than likely. I mean, like I said, I understand the whole thing, I get it, but sometimes I just think it's like I can't put the two and two together. It's like I don't know where this stuff's coming from. But that's enough of that. That was just a quick little rant, just because like I just like it always was this morning where I saw that woman like yelling on the phone at like 4 a.m, like and
you're off to work, and it's
and the craziest thing is the corner before hitting one of the main streets where I saw this woman is there's a graveyard across the street on the right and the left, kind of split into two because it's a big one. So it like I said, it looked like she was yelling at someone, but yelling at someone in the graveyard. So there was no one there. I did not see anyone. There was no one there, but it just made her look even that much more crazy.
No one there but the spirits, eh?
Well, that's right. So it made it look even that much more crazy. But so I'm done with that. But the one thing I wanted to get to, just because I saw it the other day, I was on TV, and it's one of those movies I hadn't seen in a long time, but it just cracked me up, and it's one of those ones that always makes me laugh, and it's a movie called Robin Hood Men in Tights, and it's a Mel Brooks movie.
Oh right, yeah.
So Carrie Elves, who plays Robin, was actually also in, if people remember the movie The Princess Bride, he was in that as well.
Okay,
but Patrick Stewart was in this movie, Richard Lewis, Dave Chappelle. So Mel Brooks, obviously, he was in the movie because he's in all his movies. But it's so funny because they tied in a couple old movies along the way, some old Mel Brooks movies, and
didn't he do a skit on Star Wars? Wasn't there one where he did it in space? And
Spaceballs.
That's it.
That's Spaceballs. Yeah.
And there was a little Darth Vader, wasn't it? Was that right?
Yeah, dark helmet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
And that one was really funny because he's got the helmet down and he can, it's like the regular breathing. Then it's like pulls out, like I can't breathe in this thing.
Yeah, I do remember that. Oh dear.
So they didn't tie that one in, but they tied one in. Probably one of his first. I was thinking Mel Brooks' first movie was Blazing Saddles.
Oh! I remember the campfire scene.
Right.
Like, how could you forget that? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But wasn't it Bongo? I think it was the big brooding guy. That was it that guy? What was his name?
I can't remember. I do. Yeah, that's the scene you can't forget, really.
But yeah, it was. They tied to that one because what happened is like Robin's trying to talk to the men, and then he's like, this is at the very end. Then he says, "You know what? I'm naming." This is the best part. Is Dave Chappelle's character? His name is Achu, son of a sneeze. So he made him the sheriff, and of course the crowd's like, it's like what, a black sheriff? He's like, why not? I worked in Blazing Saddles, so the tie-in right there. But it was just like, there's just some moments which were just so funny, like when they're talking to Robin Hood. They go, well, what makes you so special? He goes, unlike the other Robin Hoods, I speak with a real English accent.
Yeah.
I get just
the old ones are always good, aren't they? Though?
Like I said, it just killed me because, like, I mean, and probably like the favorite part is he goes to it's not King Richard, because King Richard's doing the Crusades right now, but he's talking to the king, saying pretty much you're finished, and the sheriff of Rottingham goes up to challenge him to a duel, so takes a leather glove and smacks him across the face, and he kind of smiles, and he picks up like a huge gauntlet and clocks him.
Well, it's all a skit, isn't it, on Errol Flynn? Is that right? Am I getting that right? You know, because of his tights.
Yeah. or Mel Brooks shows up because he's a rabbi, and he's coming through. You know, he's on the horse and buggy. He's got the like barrels and barrels of wine, and he stops him. He's like, "Oh, who are you?" He's like, "I'm Robin, and these are my merry men." He's like, "Faglas? No, just Mary." So, like I said, a lot of classic moments, and it's really made me funny. And I think one of the funniest characters in that movie is Blinken, is Rich Robbins, kind of servant, friend, whatever you want to call it. Because in the very beginning, you see him, and keep in mind he's blind, and he's reading Playboy, but he's reading in Braille. And I just started dying laughing. He's like, "That's amazing! Like, I never would have thought of that in a million years. Like, such a good idea."
Quirky humour is always the best.
Well,
did you ever see Blackadder or anything?
Oh, of course. Rowan Atkinson, absolutely.
They're top, aren't they? It's fantastic.
There's that, and there's also, was it the Thin Blue Line, where he's a police officer. No, he's
I'd forgotten about that. Yeah.
There,
crikey.
There's
Rowan Atkinson, wasn't it?
Yeah, also Rowan Atkinson.
That one. Yeah.
Yeah, he's done so much, and one thing that I don't really frequent malls that often. I mean, like, but once in a while I do to go and get stuff. I try to go in and get stuff out. But one thing I did do that it was because it was too funny. Because remember from when he was doing Mr. Bean, he's doing the Christmas episode, and he's going through the perfume section, and it gets worse and worse. Starts coughing to the point where he's down on the ground, and he's got his tie in his mouth. He's trying to. So I'll start doing that, and people start looking over. And of course, I want to make more of a scene, and start getting the answer. Are you all right? Yeah, the stuff just stinks. Yeah.
I know, but we've all felt that at one point or another, haven't we? Walking through, it's just like, oh.
Well, it hits
you up, to be honest with you.
It hits you like a ton of bricks and gives you a headache sometimes. Like, and the worst part is about. Well, I mean, some perfume smell nice, but the worst part is the people that bathe themselves in it, and that just like, it just makes your eyes like, why? Like, you know, like. It's meant to smell, but not like stink of the stuff, you know. Like,
I've had migraines before from some perfumes where I've actually been reading, you know, on the bus. I mean, you talked about a while ago, but I can't wear some of them because they must have ingredients in them that just, you know, because you don't smell it anymore when you put it on yourself.
Right. Then
you don't smell it, and I think what happens is people just keep applying it.
Yeah.
Layer it all up, and then. Because they want to keep smelling it, but I mean, everyone else can smell it. Everyone's collapsed around them, but they're still, you know, putting it on. It's crazy.
Well, even when I put cologne on, I still don't drench myself in it, even if I can't smell it. Like, you know, it's like one of those things. It's a couple sprays in it, and you're done. Like, don't do it. But and there was.
So what's coming up then for you? Is there anything else that you need to kind of share?
Well, Bloggers Corner is tomorrow, 1:30. There's, like I said, Analog Wave at 8 p.m. UK time. And Saturday's going to be another new episode of New Music Saturday, so I'm going to be debuting a whole bunch of new music. And for those listening, I am taking submissions right now, so you can tweet or DM me for info. And the other thing is, I got a new intro done by Lord Numb, which I'm really excited to start off with. But I'm going to debut it that night.
Cool.
So I've just kind of switched up my intro a little bit, so... And it's not going to be Will Ferrell from Anchorman anymore. It's going to be well, you'll wait and see. So or wait and hear. Sorry, but you know what I mean.
Brilliant. Cool.
But until then, we're pretty much out of time. So just remember, check out The Real Joe Burt, Mr. Peeps. Check out as the
and Low Geese as well. But also, and look out on my blog. I'm going to have a new exciting blog post